Welcome in. I can see y'all coming into the room already. Hit the like as you come in. Comment, say what's up to me so I can shout you guys out as we prepare to get started. We're going to have a good build today, man. I'm about to break down step by step the issues with woke Israelites video to my brother. Peace to you, Angie, the first person to comment. What's up with you? It's amazing to see you this rise. Hopefully you're doing amazing. Hopefully you had a great week. Hopefully all you guys had a good week. All that good stuff. But as you come in, guys, I just want you to, I want you guys to put a 1 in the chat if you believe that, put a 1 in the chat if you guys believe that woke Israelite is correct in telling the truth to pretty much back off of his children, or put a 2 in the chat if you believe the truth is has a right to post those children, being that he has spent time with the children, been in their lives for the last 6 years, family. And we're going to get started. I'm just letting this build up. Let me give you guys some shout outs real quick. Again, Angie, first shout out of the day. First comment of the day. Thank you guys. Hit like as you come in too. Sweet Tooth, peace to you. Sheena, good rise to you. Simone Whitaker, good rise to you. Brenda, Suber, Miss Suber, good rise to you. Lakey Myers, good rise. You changed me. Good rise to you. She says good rise, good to Kevin and the chat. Spicy Brown, good rise, everyone, she says. Good rise to you. Overflow TV, what's up? Welcome into the room. Hanging with Miss D, good rise, Kevin in chat. Good rise to you. TA says rise, Kevin in chat. Rise to you, TA. Simone Whitaker, 2222. What is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Why 5 sets? Huh? Why 5 sets? Is that something to that? Oh, we speaking twos. I'm sorry, never mind. We're speaking twos. So looks like you guys agree that the truth should have a right to be able to post those children, share posts of them, of their time together, all this. We're going to tap into all of that today. I really want to talk about the dynamics of raising children and all of that too, so we can have a full understanding of this really step-by-step process. I'm not just going to give my opinion. I'm actually going to enlighten you guys to some things you may not already know. Maybe you are familiar, but some things we just got to have some understanding on. Simone says 2. Sheena says 2. Brenda 2. Lakey 2. Shirley Russell says 1. And of course, 1 is if you believe a woke Israelite has a right to ask him to discontinue posting his children, his biological children. Sweet Tooth 2 says 2. You changed me says 2. Aboriginal Power, peace and love, brother Kevin. Peace to you, Aboriginal Power. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Bova Thomas, Sheena put 2. Simone 2. Of course, Bova Thomas, Bove. Thomas put 2. Looks like everybody putting 2. Aboriginal putting 2. Dang, I ain't know you'd be familiar with that Aboriginal. That's crazy. This shit is everywhere. 2 there. His pictures. Okay, like I think if you've been specific there, and if you guys want to be specific, y'all can do that. Y'all can actually say why y'all putting the 2, all that good stuff. All right. Yes, Queen's Quarter says rise and shine. Welcome in. Make sure to hit that like button. Come on now, hit that like button, family, while you in here. Trust me, you're gonna learn a lot today. There's a lot that has been lost because our freedom, our minds have been usurped by slave masters through years and years of honestly, family, years of propaganda, years of manipulation, years of subjection. I'm tapped into you too. I'm tapped into to you, brother Kevin Wesley. Okay, that's what's up, man. Much respect to you, King, for real, for real. See here, Ryan says, of course they would put 2. Let's be honest, y'all had a problem with Ja posting his children. Not only that, told Bree to stay away from DW. Don't know what that means, Raya. We're going to get into this topic. Let's see here. Robert is not wrong for still loving them children or posting them. He raised them children. He raised them kids a little, he raised them kids, the little respect and morals that they have, I believe, came from him being in that household. Just my opinion. Powerful opinion. Let's go ahead and tag that. And I should have been doing this right here. I'll be forgetting to do this stuff. I'll get better at this if I do it more. He never had a problem with him posting pictures before that divorce. It takes a village. Absolutely, Sweet Tooth. And peace to you, P Mo. P Mo, peace to you. You are very intelligent. I've listened to your content. You're very, very intelligent. Okay, family. Without further ado, we're going to get on into this topic. I try to give it about 5 to 10 minutes for people to come in here, and we're going to continue as we go. Of course, we're going to have a good build, man. So hopefully, you guys are listening with your hearts. I'm going to say listen with your mind. Compartmentalize today, because the things that I'm going to say to you, your heart may block them. Your heart may say, I'm not going to receive that. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't feel good to me. But I need you to understand the information first. And then when you have more information, then you can make a better decision. You understand? Because too many times we're just thinking along the lines of emotion. And while emotion is a useful tool, it's not the end all be all. We have to have balance. We have to use our heart and our mind. You understand, family? So we're about to get into this. It says Kevin, he didn't take up for them kids. Why he didn't take up for them kids? He claims he loved with these women was dragging them babies. So we're going to get into that. A lot of you guys will get caught up in all of the hoopla and the narrative around it. But today we're talking from a standpoint of understanding the dynamics. Okay, things are going to have a lot has happened, but if we keep on bringing up this and that and the other, we never going to see the light of day. And if you're going through any type of dysfunction in your family, you have to learn to set these things aside and find what's valuable again to all of you and build from there. Okay. Yes. Remember to be respectful. Absolutely. Guys, our emotions can really destroy us if we're not careful. All right. It really, really can. So I'm going to go and get started, family. We're going to have our build, okay? So for any of you guys who are not familiar with this situation, it's still going on. My brother posts a picture. Let me just start off by saying this right here. Let me just say this real quick before I even get started. Men, even women now, listen to this now. When you enter a relationship with a man or a woman who has children, it's important to recognize the respect and boundaries of that relationship. The children are not biologically yours. And while you may grow to love them as much as your own, you must always remember that their primary relationship dynamic is with their biological parents. As much as you may want to guide, nurture, and protect them, the authority over their lives, especially decisions about relationships with you, rests in the biological parents' hands. This remains true unless and until the child becomes an adult and can make their own choices independently. And that's something I want you guys to just think about as we build on this topic. Okay. So I want to address a situation that just recently happened with my brother and woke Israelite. So my brother, a husband, ex-husband of 6 years, divorced now for going on 2, or separated now for going on 2. He became a stepfather to her 3 children from a previous relationship, and he played a significant role in these children's lives. He's poured out time, his energy, and his love into these children for 6 long years, helping to shape their lives into what it is today and helping them fulfill the void left by their biological stepfather, okay, who was not present, okay, at least didn't seem to be. Now, sometime after this separation, let's just say 2 years roughly, stepfather posts a picture of the children on social media, expressing how much he missed the children and reminiscing about the time he spent raising them. Instead of seeing this as a loving gesture, the biological father, woke Israelite, who has been absent from his children's lives, he gets angry, right? Gets really upset. He publicly demanded that the stepfather stop posting his children. Started trying to disregard the things or invalidate the things my brother said. He loves those children through and through. He reminisces raising them and you know, just, it's like he's saying, well, this is not true because you made a song about Brianna. This is not true because you said this about Brianna, as if that disqualifies reality. The reality of it is my brother raised those children for 6 years. That's the reality of it. And there's nothing that woke Israelite can say that can change that. So why now does he have anything to say? Right? Why is he now trying to disqualify my brother raising those children with things that are completely irrelevant to the facts? And to me, it looks weak. You're trying to change reality. Why are you trying to change reality? I don't get it. I don't know. But you weren't there. My brother was there. And that's just the facts. Now, my brother speaks about raising those children. I think it hits him, it strikes him the wrong way. So that's really what the post was about. Do you understand? My brother did nothing wrong in sharing those children. He did nothing wrong in raising those children for 6 years. It's a beautiful thing that he done. Those children wouldn't have had a male role model in their lives had my brother not entered their lives. Okay? He laid his life down for those children. He went into it as if there were no risks involved. He loved them wholeheartedly as if they were his own. Now he's being told, I don't want you posting them, or trying to disregard his relationship with them because of the dynamic between him and his ex, yo. No, they don't get along. And if he don't like her, if he did cuss her out, if he did make a song about it, none of that is relevant to the facts that he was there raising those children for 6 years. Just the facts, man. You understand? Peace, everybody. Peace, Chatty. Peace, Amber. Peace, Alicia. Peace. Let's see. I seen a few of you other guys. D Ham, what's up with you, King? Peace to you. A few guys jumped up in here. I'm trying to stay on my talk, and so I didn't get to grab you guys as soon as you came in. But man, thank y'all so much for supporting this, man. It means a lot to me. Believe me, trust me. I still listen to literally all of you guys. Still listen to every last one of you guys. So thank y'all so much for supporting me. Coming to hear what I have to say on this issue, on this topic. I haven't been speaking much on it, but every now and then when it's something that I really feel like that can be beneficial to everyone and everyone can learn something from it, I'm going to speak on it because it's just too much value here to just leave off the table. You understand? So either way, this situation again has sparked a huge debate. Does the biological father, the truth? I mean, woke Israelite, almost called him sleepy, messing with Lupop. Does the biological father, woke Israelite, have the right to make such demands after being absent for so long? And or should the stepfather, the truth, honor his wishes, even though he played a vital role in the children's lives? And what does this say about legacy and responsibility? And today we're going to break this down step by step. All right. So the first person I'm going to address is going to be woke Israelite, the biological father. Okay. So let's get to it, family. Here's what I'm going to have to say. Let's be clear here. His behavior is rooted in ego. And I said this as soon as I heard the live. This is all ego. It's not about love. It's not about responsibility. Because instead of appreciating the man who stepped up to protect his child, care for his child, guide his children in his absence, he's lashing out. But why are you lashing out? What did he do for you to lash out? Post a picture loving your children? What did he do? So this long live here, it ain't nothing about nothing but ego. And I can't stand a deadbeat that adopt ego whenever it benefit them. I can't stand that shit. A man who ain't there for his kids. All of a sudden call him on it. He the best daddy in the world. Let him tell it. When the facts expose themselves that you hadn't been there for this child, you hear him call another man daddy. He asks another man to be there for him and not you. He thank another man when he get an award and not you. Oh, now you mad. I'm your daddy. I swear to you, that's to me, guys, that's a pet peeve of mine. Really grinds my gears. You ain't been there. Don't pull that shit. This is not about a post, y'all. Okay. The stepfather, woke Israelite. His post highlights a painful, powerful truth, y'all. He wasn't there when he should have been. That's all the post highlighted to him. when he sees this post up. Now, he likes to play God believer and all this type of stuff, right? And it's easy to try to create a delusional ass world and convince yourself you a good parent, you a good brother, sister, whatever the case may be, until reality smack your ass in the face. And that's what happened. Bam, reality. This man is posting about his children, talking about raising his children. Oh, this don't do good for my ego, my reputation. I'm trying to be out here acting like I'm preaching, like I got it all right, trying to tell people how to live according to the Bible. But you not, because another man raising your children, like real talk. It's really pathetic when you think about it. So now when you see that, oh, you don't like what that looked like, but man, you the one painted that picture. Now look in your hand and you will see the damn paintbrush. When you weren't there all those days and nights, when you weren't in your children, when you was living out of state, when you didn't even know my brother, the man who was married to your children, that's bizarre. You were painting that brush with every stroke. You created that picture where another man raised your children. And that's what you mad about. And I don't know why you can't accept that. It's just ego, bruh. Here's what you need to understand. Appreciation over ego. My brother, he was not comparing. He was not competing with you. He was not comparing how he treat the children versus how you treat them. You and your ego, bruh. He's not competing with you. This is no pissing contest. Because if it was, it's your goal. Because he's been pissing for 6 years. It's your turn then. That's not what's happening here. He's merely loving on his children. He's merely reminiscing about the times he spent with these children. So it's no competition. But he did fill a gap to ensure those children had love, guidance, and stability when you weren't there, instead of anger for your ass. So you should be expressing gratitude. Hey, bro, and I appreciate everything you've done for my children. That's what you should have been saying. Because you know your ass wasn't there. And to me, that's pathetic. I think you missed a good opportunity to show gratitude to somebody who's been protecting your children for 6 fucking years, bro. If somebody would have came in that house, who would have been on their head? Who was risking his life for the past 6 years for your children? And now you on here talking about some, you don't care about my kids. You don't care about them kids because you said this to her. Man, if you don't grow up, bro, and you like to read from the Bible, so we're gonna do that. Okay? You ever hear the scripture from Proverbs 27:2? Let another man praise you. Let another praise you and not your own mouth. A stranger and not your own lips. You on here praising yourself, trying to act like you've been there for your kids. Now, let your kids say that. When your children step out here and praise you for the man you've been to them, then you can get up here. But don't get up here tooting your own horn, bro. You look crazy. Because truthfully, another man raised your children. You can't paint reality, boy. You got to create it every step of the way. If you had been there, you could say that, but you haven't been there. Proverbs 27:2, let another praise you and not your own mouth, a stranger and not your own lips. Now, this scripture is trying to tell you to value the contributions of others without letting your pride distort your own perspective. So you got the whole world showing you're not that good of no father. So you're not valuing their contribution to you. It takes a village, and they're trying to tell you can do better. But no, fuck them. They lying, right? You just a good father. So much so, I don't know how you got the gall to hop your ass up online and try to go at a man who's been raising your kids. I don't know if you understand how lame you look. I wish I would call myself confronting a man who's been raising my kids because my ass wasn't there. Come on now. Look, bro, put the children first, not you, not your ego. Set your ego to the side and put the children first. Remember this? Do you remember your children having a relationship with this man that's not you for the last 6 years? Do you remember that? Have you considered the possibility that they still love this man? That they still respect this man? Have you thought about that? And it's a stab in the dark here. Have you considered the fact that your children love him too? Have you thought about that? As a father, your priority should be in your child's well-being, not creating unnecessary conflict that only adds to the dysfunction in their lives. Dysfunction in their lives. Kevin, whatever do you mean by dysfunction in their lives? Well, how about let's try that new relationship she got, where the children getting punched on, where the woman getting mistreated right in front of the kids, where the man getting mistreated right in front of the kids, where it's blunder after blunder, online semantics and antics that them children have to be a part of, where the mother's telling the world that the son is jacking off. Now, during all of this, you didn't have shit to say. So now it's, okay, well, you talking about you love these kids, but you was just making a rap song saying you want her to burn in hell, right? But you didn't say anything when she was online talking junk about him, bashing him, while being all up under his daughter. You didn't say, man, you don't love that little girl because you're online bashing her father. You didn't say any of that. Now, you got a lot to say. Well, hot damn. Ain't that something? Well, you love the Bible. I want to point out that there's important information and wise information in all books, family. So, did you know in the Surah of the Quran, Surah verse 2, Surah chapter 2, verse 233 in the Quran, parents shall not be made to suffer because of their child, nor the father be made to suffer because of the child. What does that mean? It's talking about the parental responsibilities that are sacred and should not be overshadowed by personal pride. But you don't read that. You should give that a look, because there's some useful information in there too that can help you be a better father. Well, you don't even really obey the information in your own book, so this probably just washed right over your damn head. Man, take responsibility, because you're not doing that right now. You as a biological father need to reflect on the absence that you have been in your child's life and focus on rebuilding or building, not rebuild. I don't know if you ever had a real relationship, but you need to focus on building a relationship with your children instead of tearing down the father or testing the father's relationship with them children. Because remember, there's 6 years of a gap here that you got some making up to do. And you're not doing, it don't even look like you're really trying to do that. Shit, wow, man. Now, I got to say this to all of you guys. Take him out the picture for a second, all right? When it comes to the dynamics in children that are not yours when you're dating someone else, this is not just go for men or women. This is for both of us, okay? Here are things you have to understand. We all got to understand, all right? Thank you so much, Lakey Myers. Thank you so much. She says, jealousy is a disease, and folks are so jealous of Robert, and they envy literally everything he touches and is a part of, but they will not win. Indeed, it's like a disease. It's so crazy. Absolutely, it's so crazy. Let me say this real quick, family, before I lose my train of thought. Here's a hard truth, okay? But everyone needs to understand it. When a relationship ends, the biological parents retain their rights to set boundaries regarding their children, even if those boundaries feel unfair or emotionally painful. Did y'all hear me? Did y'all hear me? These are notes I wrote down because I didn't want to forget this. This is key. When you're trying to understand a situation, you have to have principles in line, because if you let your emotions get involved, you're likely to make an emotional decision which would damage your family in the long term. And I'm going to tell you exactly why here shortly. But we got to take baby steps today. So let's start with this key principle, okay? When you marry someone with children, okay, when that relationship ends, the biological parents retain their rights to set boundaries regarding their children, even if those boundaries feel unfair or emotionally painful. It's their right, guys. Do y'all understand that? This is just the facts now. Here's the thing. When you marry someone with children and you step into their lives, knowing that you're not the biological parent, you have to remember that. You may play a critical role in raising the children and loving them deeply. But if the relationship dissolves, your connection to the children becomes tenuous. That's a good word, tenuous. Your tenure is over. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you, Dawn. Speak those facts, bro. I love you. I love you too. And guys, sorry, I'm not looking up a lot. I'm really just going in, okay? I want to be able to get through this, and then I'm going to go back through your comments, and we're going to have a build. But I really want you guys to hear this so you can understand where I'm coming from, because a lot of things that I say, then I'm not breaking them down. I'm just giving you guys my thoughts. And some of you guys may say, I don't get where you're coming from. But you got to understand, I've got years and years of wisdom and stuff I've put into these thoughts, into this philosophy, and I obey it, not by my emotion, but through carefully looking into the future to make the best decisions. Okay. I wrote a book called Before You Marry That Single Mother. Or father. So men and women who go into relationships where that person already has a child, so they can have a better understanding of what's required and what can happen. So they're not left out in the dry as the stepmother or stepfather. A lot of times people don't want you around their kids once they break up with you. And people be brokenhearted because they fell in love with those kids. And now sometimes the man say that they broke up with you. They don't want you around their kids or nothing. And it's just a fact. And sometimes the woman break up with you. She don't want you around her kids. Too many times we make it like it's just a risk to marry single mothers. Single fathers have the same risks as a single mother. The same exact risks, the same exact red flags. But they don't talk about that. I think that's very unfair. And we're going to go over that too. I'm going to show y'all in a minute how the red flags with dating a single mother literally parallel with dating a single father. All the risks are still there. I'll go over it later, but just one. The mother cannot make you her number one priority. As a man, you're supposed to understand, if you date a woman with children, you're not going to be her number one priority. She has a child, bruh, and her responsibility first is to that child. Well, women, don't feel bad, because the truth is the same for you. If you marry a man with children, his priority, number one priority, is to his children first, not you. You're not his child. So all this must be considered. If you date someone with no kids and you have no kids, y'all can pick up and go wherever you want. But if you're dating someone with kids, they're limited to their child. Hey, you want to go to Jamaica this weekend? I can't. I got my baby. Let me get a sitter. Right. You got to let them do all of that. And you got to understand this going in. So it's not that single mothers are inherently bad or single fathers, but there's a different dynamic to that and a different understanding that you must have. If you don't have children, you should consider starting your own family. If you have a child, then you look crazy talking about you wouldn't date a person with children because you got a child. What are you talking about? You're not exempt. That person got to get to know your child with the same risks involved as you getting to know theirs. What are you talking about? You involved with another person for life that you made that baby with, just like they are. What are you talking about? But let's get back to this. If you're with somebody, family, and you know you're not the biological parent, and like I said, you may play a critical role in loving them, raising them, all that good stuff. But if the relationship ends, family, you must consider that your tenure is over. And until those children reach an age where they are old enough to come and see you and y'all can build a relationship together, it's best that you honor the parents' decisions around how that relationship should go, even if it feels unfair. If you married to somebody for 10 years and y'all break up, y'all separate, y'all divorce, if that person says, I don't want you around my children, you should honor that, even though they're dead ass wrong for telling you that. Because it is their child. It's not your child, yo. Now, this is just speaking in general, okay? So I want to address a broader point here. Many people say don't date single mothers. I disagree. I believe there's nothing inherently wrong with dating or marrying a single mother or father, but it's critical to recognize the risks involved. risks that both men and women should continue before entering these relationships. So I wrote in my book, family, Before You Marry That Single Mother, that when you marry someone with children, you're not just marrying them, you're marrying into their family dynamics, their children, and often the influence of their ex-partner. That influence doesn't disappear after the wedding day. So you marrying someone doesn't give you ownership of their children. It's the person who has responsibility and number one obligation to children is the parents, family. Somebody put that in the chat. The two people who have obligation and responsibility to a child is their parents. That never changes. The man you marry, don't assume that. Nobody assumes that. It's only yours. Got to remember that. If you make a child, it's your responsibility. If he make one, it's his responsibility. That don't change. Lock that in your brain, family. Because if you don't, you're going to be convinced that if a man marry a woman, her children are his responsibility. Or if a woman marry a man, his children are her responsibility. No, they're still the people who made them. It's responsibility. This is a fact. So that influence doesn't disappear after the wedding day, family. You might develop a bond, a deep bond with the children. You might even step into the shoes of the absent parent as you are fulfilling a void that has been left. And in doing what needs to be done, give those children a stable life. You can do all of that, and that's beautiful. Makes you a great woman or a great man. I say you can be a great man or a great father, but it takes a greater man to be a stepfather or a stepmother, a greater woman to be a stepmother, a greater man to be a stepfather, because you being something to children who are not yours, where you're not obligated. Look, I love my children, and many people always say, Kevin, you a great man for how you raise your children. I say it makes me a responsible man. I don't step into the realm of greatness until I do things that are not required of me. But me being there for my children is what's required. That's the foundation of just being a human altogether. That don't make me great. Too many times we put too much on it. Because you father or mother your kids, that ain't greatness, because you're doing your responsibility. Doing more than your responsibility makes you great. You can be good, but great is totally different, family. You come on, let's be real. Greater has to be the man who stepped in another child's life who don't have a father and be there for him. Peace to you, bro. I love and treat children. I raise the same as I do, which makes you great. This is what I'm saying. I just have a huge heart. I still see the kids I raised every time I pick up my biological children. Love that never fades. Do you understand? Listen, y'all. Did you guys hear that? Do you guys hear that? And it makes me tear up for somebody to be that for children who don't have that. But all that being said, you develop this bond. You fill the shoes of this absent parent. You fill the void that parent left. Listen to me, kings. If that relationship doesn't work out, those bonds you work so hard to build can be severed. Not will be, but there is a risk that they can be. And this is for mothers. This is for women too that marry a man with kids. You can be in that child's life, build a relationship with them, love them like your own, and they can love you like their mama. And if you break up with that guy or he break up with you, that man might say, stay away from my kids, man. And as wrong as he would be, you should honor his request, because they're not yours. I'm sorry to anybody who don't understand that, but the biological parents have rights to their children. They just do. If the relationship does not work out, those bonds you work so hard to build can be severed through no fault of your own. And this is a reality that you need to prepare for emotionally and mentally before you commit. Before you commit, let me highlight my bro's comment because that was powerful. Made me feel a little emotional, but because I know you do. We talk about it. And I know you say you have a huge heart, but all those things are anecdotal. All those things are like just idioms. Your heart is the same size as mine, bro. It's just a muscle. You're a good person is what it is, bro. You have a beautiful soul is what it is. Your heart ain't no bigger than mine. You have a beautiful soul to love 3 children who are not yours and pour yourself into their life, giving them something they would have never had otherwise. You gave them discipline, you showed them work ethic, and you gave them an example of how to be a man where this man wasn't. Let's be real. Let's move on though, yo, because let's just get to it. Avoid arguments with biological parents. Don't argue with them. Bruh, I know this may upset you, but don't argue with them. When conflict arises with a biological parent, the worst thing that we can do as a step parent is escalate the situation. Whether the biological parent was present in their children's lives or not is irrelevant. The fact is they hold the legal and moral standing as the child's parent. That's just the facts. I wish you would fight a nigga over being mad at you for celebrating his kids. That's crazy. And he look even crazier for trying to start something with a man who raising his kids. The stepfather, or the truth in this story, many believe that he is justified in posting about the children because he played a role in these children's lives for years. And while his feelings are valid, people, I believe, are missing the bigger picture. It's not about him. The children are not biologically his, and the biological father is making it clear that he doesn't want his children publicly associated with him anymore. And if that's the case, if I were Robert, I wouldn't argue with him. He would be wrong. Woke Israelite would be absolutely wrong for trying to strip that relationship from not my brother, but his own children. And that's the same bullshit that the ex-wife does, is try to alienate children by weaponizing them. So I've been taking care of those kids and other people my whole life. If I got it, it's true, bro. You help others. It's just who I am. But this is just what I'm saying. To come at you like this, right? On some, just basically with the energy, I don't want you posting my kids no more. It disregards the fact that his children care about you and love you. So while he think he's just pushing you away and pulling an ego trip, he's really hurting his own children. And so this is literally still weaponizing children. He has no reason at all to ask you to discontinue posting those children. You've never hurt them. You've always been there for them and loved them. They're not in danger. He's not protecting his children right now. He's protecting his own weak ass ego. And it's just as weak as his parenting skills, if you ask me, because you would have never been there raising his child if he was there raising his child. So if he was actually in their life, you would know him a lot better than you do. He's just a name in passing to you. If you was with if those were my children, bro, and you with my children's mother, you gonna know me because I'm coming to see my children. We would have had a drink together, had a smoke together, had a chill together. We would know each other. We would be like brothers because we would be a village. You would call me when my children going through something, put me on game. I call you to find out what's going on with them. Man, you will be my road dog. And I would appreciate everything that you've done for my children. Because there's so many risks that can happen with bringing men inside of your home to help raise your children, that when a man comes into your house and doesn't present those risks, you should be grateful. He didn't hurt those children. They don't have these horrible stories to tell of my brother. This man shouldn't be coming out here with ill intent. It should be in respect to you for doing so, not trying to challenge the idea that he raised the kids, though. It's wild. It's a tough pill to swallow, but the right thing to do is honor the biological parents' wishes, no matter how painful it feels. Now, my statements are coming from the standpoint that they are wanting my brother to discontinue his relationship with those children. If they are not asking him to do that, and they are still allowing him to have a relationship with those children, I would never ask my brother to discontinue or to move on from this relationship when it comes to posting them, celebrating them, and reaching out to them. If they're okay with him being in their life, he should be in their lives as long as they will allow him, as long as they all want to, because it takes a tribe, and a breakup shouldn't sever that. It shouldn't sever that. But if you got weak ass parents who don't know how to navigate that, they will keep you from that child. And if they ask you to do so, you should, not because of fairness or not because of their right, but because They have jurisdiction. It's their child. Okay? Let's talk about starting your own families, guys. All right? This is just a broader perspective for men and women. If you want to avoid the complexities and risks of this type of conflict, consider starting your own family. This is if you do not have children already. If you have children already, it's a little weird to make those types of standards when you have children. I'm not saying you have to look for a person with children and you can't look for someone without them. I'm just saying making that as a standard is a little crazy when you have children, right? You got children, but you don't want to date nobody with children. That's a problem. That's crazy now. Yeah, I got mods in here. Hey, I want your mods, and guys, I want you guys to make sure y'all own it. If people being disrespectful, get rid of them. I think that's probably where Lady Love is coming from. But if you want to avoid these types of things, these types of conflicts, consider rejecting single mothers or single fathers if you don't have children. And it's about understanding the reality of what you're signing up for if you join in a blended family. Okay. Who is it we asking to get out, family? Because I'm going in. I ain't even seeing what they're talking about. Tell me who I should be getting rid of real quick. Tell me real quick, guys. I'm gonna start back going, but I'll look back at it. Is it Libra Goddess? Let me find her. Oh, let's see here. Maybe somebody got rid of her already. I don't see her anymore. I'm gonna continue, family. If y'all see her again, let me know. Thank you so much, Lakay and Lakey. I'm sorry for the super chat. Put your comment in here, but I'm gonna get back on this, family. I am gonna come back and go through your comments, though. Trust me. Just want to try to get this out. So yeah, if you want to avoid those types of harsh realities, family, you need to consider all that you're signing up for when you join into a blended or a mixed family. It is a tribe, okay? It can be beautiful. Just understand the harsh realities of it, family. There's no shame in choosing to love and raise someone else's children. In fact, it's an incredible, loving, and noble thing to do. But you have to go into it with your eyes wide open. Relationships do not always work out. And when they don't, you may find yourself in situations where the biological parents' rights supersede the relationships that you have built. I'm going to say that again, okay? Relationships do not always work out. And when they don't, you may find yourself in situations where the biological parents' rights supersedes the relationship and love you have built with their children. I don't know if you guys remember way back when this saga first started, I said they haven't seen nothing yet. Divorce is already harder than death, they say. Just the divorce, the separation from somebody you've been married to for so long is worse than death, yo. Worse than death. Worse than death, yo. This is just a separation, the divorce. What comes after that? This is why they say it's worse than death. Separation from your children. Seeing that person with somebody else, someone else raising your children. It's worse than death. And I said they haven't even seen it all yet. Soon they'll move on. And they're going to have to watch somebody else raise their child. I said this, yo. You haven't seen the worst of this yet. It's hard. And for all of us out here who are so, short, not with him, with them, you're not truly understanding how heavy, how painful divorce can be when it destroys your family. We watched this family online for the 6 years they was together. You got to know that even if they were not an online family, this would be absolutely emotionally devastating for them to separate in fashion. There's 3 children involved here that's not his, that loves him dearly, that all they know is him. There's a little girl that's just born, hadn't been here long, who about to find out what it's like to live without her daddy and possibly get to know another man and another woman if my brother move on. with the added risk that if it don't work out, this is another person that fucking came and went. And this is the risk you set up for when you break up. The moment you say, I don't want to be with you anymore. This is what becomes real in that moment, family. Y'all both gonna move on. You both gonna have to watch the other person be with somebody else. Another person gonna be in your children's life. Your child gonna possibly love another individual like they love you. When you make the decision to separate, if you don't know all of this going forward, you in for a hell of a ride, family. Divorce is hard, even if you hate each other through it. It's harder if you love each other through it. Both of you want each other back. Hard to make it work. Even if you go through it where you actually hate each other, which I would say is a blessing because at least you're not laid up missing them. When you have children involved, family involved, divorce is one of the hardest things you're going to ever do, family. Not to mention the fact that it affects your income. It's just facts now. Thank you so much, Queen's Quarters, that she has taken care of. It's a hard truth, but everyone needs to understand this. When a relationship ends, the biological parents retain their rights. And again, this has to be the thought going forward, because if not, we'll be thrown off. Things happen, our emotions get involved, and we will make the wrong decision. You understand? So my brother could easily say, you know what? I've been in them kids' life for all these years. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't post them kids. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't celebrate them children. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't be around them children that I raised. I practically raised those children for the last 6 years. You ain't been there, bro. Who are you? My brother could take that stance and sound completely justified, but he would be arguing with somebody about children that are not his family. He would look crazy. So as much as it will hurt my brother, if the man is saying, hey, I don't want you around my children, I don't want you posting them, my brother would have to say, respect. But that's fucked up. But okay, you got it. And it's evil on the actual father's part, because this is what he's doing to his children, trying to push my brother away. That's what he's doing to his children. He think he hurting my brother. He hurting his own children. Thank you so much, Lady Love. Yeah, Toya, I seen it, but Jamie said that she got him. Who else? Who's the problem, family? I'm not saying it. I'm really trying to stay really trying to stay on point here. But Jamie said she got it. I do have some things I want to say to you, and if I forgot something, I'll come back to it. But I want to talk to you guys about the importance of legacy, okay? And why it's so important, and what I'm saying, and what this dynamic, this whole thing really highlights that we don't have an understanding on, because honestly, slavery has stripped us of our critical thinking faculty and arrested our mental development. You ever heard the term arrested development? Your development as an individual, as a tribe, as a culture has been arrested due to what you have been through as a race, through racial subjection, through racial demoralization, through domestication. We have been reduced, and we don't even know who we are or how our culture should be. So it's critical that we truly understand how a tribe should work, how a family should work, and the importance of legacy through your DNA. So this is something that you guys may lack, but I want to give this to you today. And please cherish this information. The importance of legacy, the responsibilities of biological parents, and the risks and realities of blended families, okay? So let's just get into it. Legacy is more than money, y'all. It's more than what a man leaves his children as far as tangible assets, meaning money, land, homes, things of that nature. Legacy isn't just about what you leave behind. Legacy is about how you live and what you instill in your family, okay? Legacy encompasses your teachings, your discipline, your work ethic, and lastly, your tangible assets. But understand, your tangible assets or lastly, okay? Understand this, family. If you go back into tribal days where we had to survive in the natural world, there was no money to leave behind, as money didn't exist. What did exist? Hard work, dedication, and working together, okay? We hunted, we fished, and we farmed. All you could leave your children back then is your hunting skills, your farming skills, your fishing abilities, your building skills, your house that you built, your land that you planted on. But you couldn't leave them money. Money didn't exist. So because we live in a machine world, I hate to make this sound like the Matrix, brick and mortar world where money has been printed and turned from natural resources into paper, we value paper. And so we believe that a man should leave an inheritance to his children's children, but in the form of paper. And this is where we get lost, because men are not there for their children, but believing they are doing something for their children because they're sending some money. In woke Israelites' case, we don't even know if he's doing that. He's certainly not in their lives, though. So let's really talk about what legacy and inheritance is. Men, understand this. Your inheritance to your child is in your teachings, your discipline, your work ethic, your time spent with your child, your time spent with your child, your time spent with your child. And lastly, tangible assets. It's about creating something that will last, not just for your children, but for generations to come, my friend. And money can't do that. Only morals can do that. Only discipline can do that. Only understanding can do that. Only righteous teaching can do that. So you will fail to leave your children an inheritance if all you leave them is money. You got to be there for your children and give them a model, an example as a father, how to live, yo. And if you're not in your children's life, you're not a good father. Too many of us fail to recognize this, and we allow emotions to destroy our families. We fall out with siblings over petty issues. We disown children over disagreements. But if we understood legacy, we'd realize that family unity and principles are non-negotiable, family. Your family ain't going to make it nowhere if you emotionally run your family. So you have to have principles and rules that are non-negotiable. What you talking about, Kevin? Non-negotiable. We're going to get into that. Proverbs 13:22. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. This reminds us that legacy is about planning for the future beyond your immediate lifetime. If you're in a family, mother or father, you have a responsibility to looking into the future and planning your family's life out. It's not just the man's, the leader's responsibility. You don't tell a wife she has no responsibility. That is ridiculous when you both adults and you both made this child. And too many times women are in relationships where they feel like they don't have a purpose. They don't feel like they are involved in a relationship, and it makes them feel left out. This is a real truth. Stop leaving them out. They just as responsible for them children's future as you are. Stop taking that burden on your back alone as men. That's crazy. You were the hunter, but she was the planter. You both worked to make sure your family ate and survived. Get it out of your head that it's all on you. It's not. You are a tribe, a family. The queen and king of that family have responsibilities to that tribal family, not just you and everybody mooching off you. Are you crazy? Your family ain't never going to succeed if you think that. So stop thinking just for yourself. Welcome to the doers tribe. Absolutely, Angie. Non-negotiables, family. Because you're looking into the future to try and figure out how to get wealth into your biological future. 1,000 years from now, if you was going to reincarnate 1,000 years from now and come back in this world through your family's line, how would you ensure that you had wealth and you were born into wealth the next time around? So this time, we born into shit. We born into rags, not riches. We born into valleys, not mountaintops. We don't have a silver spoon. What is that even? Right? What the hell is even that? We born struggling. Our parents didn't leave us a damn thing. So if it's up to you and you can change that and you can reincarnate 1,000 years from now, what would you do to ensure that your future self 1,000 years from now can be born with some type of wealth or launching pad? You have to leave the money in your family. You have to pass down your wealth through your biological line, and you cannot allow emotion to deter that. Proverbs 13:22, as I said, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. How about this right here? In the Surah, in the Quran, Surah chapter 2, verse 233, parents shall not be made to suffer because of their child. This is what I said earlier. Your children speaking on you should be valued information. If they're telling you areas you can grow in and things they need from you, you should be listening to them, for they are your legacy family. Legacy is built on unity. Understand that. Your family's strength lies in unity. Emotional conflict should never destroy the foundation of your family, not divorces, any of that. A united family can pass down not just wealth, but values, discipline, and resilience. True legacy requires starting your own family. Please understand this, okay? Right. Whatever happened to it takes a village. You're absolutely right, but it's been lost. All that's lost in translation. Now the man is the provider and the protector of the family, and he's supposed to resource everybody, or he's not a man. You crazy. You be a woman, you be a queen, as I be a king, and we take on the responsibility of our tribe and our family's future, and we make good, righteous decisions together to ensure that we both eating, that we both healthy and have life, and that we both thrive. Don't you ask me to be the only mature person while you out here fucking it up. Are you crazy? You're not worthy of marriage then. You're not mature enough for marriage then. Back to what I was saying, legacy requires starting your own family. If you're a single man with no children, or you're a single woman with no children, your biological children are the most direct recipients. Your biological children are the most direct recipients of your inheritance, both tangible and intangible. Who should you be pouring discipline into? Your children. Who should you be pouring your knowledge and what wisdom into? Your children. That's who you're obligated to doing that with. I see men with children outside of their marriage because they have a baby mother, and they're in a relationship with the woman who has children, and they spend all their time teaching the children that they're around, but their actual children don't get their guidance and leadership. Yo, you are forsaking your own birthright to pour into somebody else's. And 1,000 years from now, guess what you be done did? Poured into somebody else's bloodline and somebody else's DNA when you should have had your ass over there raising your own children. Life ain't just about you as a person, man. You're supposed to be creating a future for your family and your ascendants. There really needs to be a rites of passage for men and women so we can understand the value in tribe and family before we take one on and fuck it up and add to the communities that we have out here, because we don't know what we're doing. We just hop in relationships because of what they personally do for us, not thinking anything about these children. We make children with people who we don't plan on being with, creating all these broken homes. We got to take responsibility for that, y'all. Let's be real. We got to take accountability for that. If you're a single man or woman with no children, consider starting your own family. Your biological children are the most direct recipients of your inheritance, both tangible and intangible. This is not to discourage blended families. Blended families are beautiful. It takes a village, family. All relationships don't work out. And if they don't work out, what are we going to tell those people? You can't have another relationship? No. Blended families have their place. So this is not to discourage blended families or mixed families. But if you want to avoid the complexities of the risk of parenting children who not yours and have them stripped from you later, Focus on building a legacy with someone who shares your vision, who the children going to share both of y'all DNA, who if the relationship ends, you still actually have rights to those children. Otherwise, you may have wasted all your time and hard work. Genesis 1:28 says, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. In other words, start your own family with someone who understands your mission and wants the same future as you, and y'all work together to give y'all children that future. The responsibility of biological parents. Okay? Parents are always responsible for their children. Remember this now. Yeah, poor Robert. It's truly unfortunate. I told my brother yesterday, I believe you're being used. I believe the horrible things that you're going through are to show all the millions of people in the world the harsh realities around dysfunction. And hopefully people can learn from it. You're absolutely correct, Gemini Rising. But what I was saying is the primary responsibility for the child lies in their biological parents. No one else now. This doesn't change if their parents remarry. A step parent may choose to help raise and care for your child, but they are not biologically obligated to the same responsibilities as the actual parents. And this is just the facts, y'all. Key points to remember here. Biological parents are responsible for their children's upbringing, education, well-being, their resources. This is a lifelong duty. Please understand this. Biological parents are responsible for their children's upbringing, their children's education, and their well-being. Now, think about this. If the biological parents are responsible for their children's upbringing, education, and well-being, don't this mean the step parent isn't responsible for that? So if you marry a man, ladies, if you marry a man with children and you have a child with that man, which child are you responsible for putting through college? Your child or the child that you are a mother to through marriage? You may say both because I married him. No, your obligation is to your child. That's the child you made. His obligation and his baby mother's obligation is to put that child through college. This is where we're going wrong at. If I marry a woman that already got kids and I have children with that woman, my obligation is to put my children through college, not hers. The obligation to put her children through college lies on their father. This is where the delusion comes into play. You have a mixed tribe, which means your children should have two mothers, two fathers, not one who's assuming roles for both. So men, here's what they're doing to you. Here's what they're doing to you, men. They're putting the burden of a woman's bad decisions on you. If she has more children than you, they're telling you that you should be responsible for that man's responsibility over those children. What does that do to you? Strips you of the legacy you can leave for your own biological children. That ain't right. Men should be responsible for their damn kids. Take care of your kids. Even if I married their mother, you still take care of your child. You still should put your kid through college. I bet money Robert is the one who puts Mosky through college. I bet it won't be some dude that Brianna married. I bet money it's still his responsibility to do that. And if a stepfather has to do that, he's more than noble, should be more than respected, should be more than loved and appreciated than even a father. Because it's not his responsibility and he still did it. I'm not saying a stepfather shouldn't do this for his kid. I'm saying it's not his responsibility. So if he does do this, he should be praised. If you as a mother has married a man who is putting your children through school, taking care of them, treating them like his own, you should have gratitude towards that man because that's not his responsibility. It's yours and your baby's father's responsibility. This is the thing we forget. So biological parents are solely responsible for their children's upbringing, education, and well-being. This is a lifelong duty. A step-parent may contribute out of love, but the ultimate obligation lies on the biological parents, yo. Do you guys understand this? If Jamie was a deadbeat mother, and Lacey and I are raising my children, okay? Lacey's a beautiful soul, if she's there for my children in the place where their mother should be. Okay? Buying them things, doing financial things for those children. She should be appreciated, but it's not her obligation. My children are my obligation. I'm the one that made them. To say anything other than that is to deny accountability of the people you create. Even after a divorce or remarriage, parental duty is still on the actual biological father. It does not end, yo. So if you break up with a girl as a man, you still got to take care of your kids, bro. What are you talking about? No man should be having to put your child through college because you ain't with the mama. You should put your kids through college, bro. You should still be buying your child's first car. You should still be disciplining your child before you are still their father. Your relationship with that woman don't change none of that. So Sleepy's wrong. Woke is wrong because he ain't been there for his children. And he's doing Robert wrong in asking him not to be around his children, with the children that he made a relationship with. That's wrong as hell. It's evil. Deuteronomy 6:6-7. It says, you impress the commandments on your children. Deuteronomy 6:6-7. It says, you impress these commandments on these children, not the stepfather. You do as the father. You teach your children. Parents are responsible for teaching and guiding their children. In the Quran, Surah 4, Surah 4:9. Let those guardians, let those parents put fear, let those guardians put fear and injustice as if they had left weak offspring behind. This is showing that parents must raise their children to be cared for no matter the circumstances. If you fail your children, you fail you. That's your future self. If you deny to give them, if you neglect to give them everything they need, you're neglecting your future self, yo. So here's some realities and risks that come with blended families that many of us should understand. Risk for step parents, for people like my brother. Men and women who step into a relationship with a single mother or father face unique challenges. Limited authority. Your authority is limited because you are not their actual mother or father. So you may not be able to discipline or guide the child as you see fit because they're not yours. Gosh, you married the woman or the man. Those are not your children. You're doing too damn much. Get in where you fit in. Be where you need it. Don't assume the role of raising nobody else's kids. How you think they should be raised. You're going to have headbutts with that parent. Trust me. If you like, I would say this, don't marry a woman or a man unless you truly love and admire how they raise their children. If you see flaws all in how they raise their children, stay away from that situation, man. The emotional challenges of dating a single mother or father. The biological parent's influence, whether absent or present, can create tension. So you with somebody who already has children. Guess what else they got? The person they made that child with in their life, and you got to deal with that person. If that person's a good person or bad person, they're in y'all's life for the foreseeable future. With a person who has no children, you don't have to worry about that. Retta, you're right. He didn't speak on that man putting hands on his child, which shows he's a deadbeat dad, because you weak as hell as a man. If you think just because a man is sleeping with your girl, that he got the right to hit your kids. I would have fucked him up. He'd have put his hands on my kid. You got no right to put your hands on my kid. I wish you would ever. My children would never come to me saying some man hit them and put them in a situation where they felt like they couldn't defend themselves, where they felt helpless. I would destroy you. That's on my life, I would. And you're a weak man if you go public saying, well, he's a man, he with the mama. Hey, he there. You shouldn't have wore his shoes. Man, I wish you would hit my kid. I don't believe that there's no responsibility or accountability on the child. That if you wore somebody's stuff and you damaged it, there is an accountability on that. If I date a woman and she got some $2,000 pumps in the closet, some $2,000 shoes or a very expensive bag, If my daughter takes her bag and damages her bag, I'm going to pay for that lady's bag. That's even though she's my woman and I'm sleeping with her. I'm not going to tell that woman, hey, I shouldn't have to pay for that because me and you sleeping around. So she got to lose her belongings and what she worked for because she's sleeping with me. Hell nah. I'm responsible for my children. If my child ain't old enough to be accountable to that, I have to be. So I'm going to make sure that she has her money back or the item back. But if she hit my child, she can get the fuck out. I ain't giving a shit. If she came to me like a grown woman and said, listen, your daughter took my bag to her school, got it stolen. She wore my shoes, got them scratched up. Listen, I paid $2,000 for these shoes. I will say, you're right. Let me refund you for that. Let me make that right for you because that's her stuff. And I'm going to go to my daughter and I'm going to discipline her as I see fit, ground her, make her work it off. But she going to learn, don't take nobody's stuff. But if that woman goes by me, past me, and hits my daughter, yo, we got a real fucking problem. And I bet money, I ain't got a baby mama, if you want to call it that, who would be okay with a woman hitting their child. I bet Jamie would go to fuck off. Some woman hit Justice Izzy or Janae. I bet Lacey go to fuck off somebody hit Samik. Are you crazy? Bro, you not a man at all, bro. You didn't say nothing about a man hitting your son, but you got something to say about the man that's raising your son. Yeah, it's like we in a fucking Twilight Zone. Who do you pray to? You talk all this Bible shit, but you ignorant as hell. You got nothing to say to a man who literally punched your child in the damn chest, spit on their mama in front of the kids. But you got everything to say to the man who raised them and is celebrating the love he shared for him. Yeah, you a bitch for real. Let me get, man, damn, Redder, why you say that? Because you done piss me off. You're going to get me really going in on him. And I'm trying to use this as a teaching tool. Limited authority, emotional challenges. As I was saying, family, the biological parents' influence, whether absent or present, can create tension. You got this other person that is in your person's life. Yeah, it could be problems. And let's talk about the relationship fragility, okay? If the relationship ends, your bond with that child may end as well. This is a fact, yo. If you're in somebody's life and you're raising their children, if your relationship with them ends, they very may well say, I don't want you around my children. You guys understand? These risks aren't about discouraging blended families. Again, they're about being realistic. If you're a single man or a single woman with no children, you may want to consider starting your own family to avoid these complications. Okay? Proverbs 29:11. A fool gives full vent to his spirit, but a wise man quietly holds it back. I could talk about the scripture where it talks about a foolish farmer throws his seeds in the air and lets them lay wherever they fall. Stony ground, thorny ground, and good ground. Don't throw your seeds on stony ground. This is men. Don't have children with women who are hard, who are not softened. Women, do not have children with men who are hard, who are not softened, who lack compassion, who lack understanding, who lack a plan, who don't have character. You're not a good farmer if you're letting people plant their seeds in you who are not worthy of you. You're not a good farmer if you're not good ground, I should say, if you're letting a man plant seeds in you that ain't worthy of you. You're not a farmer if you're not considering the character of the woman that you're sleeping with. You're just not. So what's good ground? Stony ground is that ground where that woman will not work with you. That man will not work with you. There's no connection. There's no working together. Thorny ground is the one where that relationship chokes the life out of you. You want good ground. You want your seeds to be planted with women who want children, who want to be mothers, who want to be good mothers to their children, who want to be better to their children than their mothers were to them, who want to build a beautiful life and go into the future with you. Blended families require a lot of maturity. If you think regular relationships require maturity, blended families require even more maturity, y'all. If you choose to join a blended family, it's very important to approach it with maturity, communication, and commitment to the unity. Mothers, don't alienate your children from their step parent if you've built a bond, if they've built a bond with your children. Cutting off that relationship doesn't hurt the step parent. It deeply affects your own child. They already had another person come into their life who they've loved and bonded with that's exiting their life. Now you're trying to tell them they can't talk to the person no more? You broke up with them. They didn't stop that. Men, cut that shit out. If you with a woman and y'all break up, don't go dilly-dallying and trying to mess with her relationship with your kids. That's messed up. You hurting your kids, yo. You think you hurting that person. Y'all be the trying to protect y'all kids, but be the very person hurting them. Mothers and fathers, be wise about the challenges of stepping into a blended family. Understand these dynamics and be prepared to lead with patience and love. Compartmentalize. Don't go into this thing where you overly invested, because you're gonna end up with your heart broke, looking stupid with your face on the damn ground. The Bhagavad Gita. If you guys have never heard of the Bhagavad Gita, this is the Hindu Bible. Okay, chapter 4 and 34 says, "Approach the wise with reverence and humility." If you're a step parent or a parent looking at this, you can see this scripture to encourage you to seek wisdom and understanding in your role as a king, as a person who's going to be an example for a young soul. Approach this with with wisdom and reverence, family, and humility, because you're taking on the life of a future soul, and that's a lot of responsibility, family. And if you're creating one, how much more is your responsibility? Yeah, that was all in ego. But Retta say, let me see. Retta said, "My bad, kid, but that man pissed me off with his selective outrage, worrying about Rob posting a pic of his kids, but not them being mistreated by the current boyfriend. It's crazy to me. It's diabolical work. It is. And this stuff is exposing people left and right. You got here trying to pretend and play like a good father, but all these things are exposing that you're a terrible father. You sitting here going in on somebody who raised your kids. You weak as hell because somebody raised your kids. But to think you can fix your mouth to confront them in any way when it should be nothing but gratitude and humility is utterly ridiculous to me. He raised your kids, you moron. Your kids got a better life because of him, and you talking shit. Oh my goodness, bruh. Talking about you love God. God would be very disappointed in you. Build your legacies with intention, families. Build your families with intentions, okay? Whether or not you start in your own family or stepping into a blended one, every decision that you make shapes your legacies. Don't take this lightly. Build them with intention. Focus on unity and pass down values that will last for generations. Generations. This word is made up of two words, gene and ration. Generations is made up of two words, gene and ration. Your children's are your gene rations. You are rationing your genes off, but between based on divided by the amount of kids that you have, and these are your future selves. Treat them as such. What type of father or mother would you want in your future? Be that. Goodness gracious, why we don't get it? Whatever you didn't get in this life, you get to be that for your future child. You are in control of who you get in the next life. That's you reincarnating. Your children is you reincarnated. You looking into the future at yourself. Your children is going to go farther into the future than you. This is how you live on forever. Through your teachings, through your discipline, through what you pour into your child, and through your genetics. This is how you make it into the future. If you neglect that, you die forever. If you fail to teach your child what part of you is getting into the future other than your genetics, just your genetics, you will have no effect on the future world if you don't teach your morals to your children and pass them on. Now, listen, if you got horrible morals, stay your ass out the way. But if you got something to offer, have children and pour into your children and help make the world a better place every day at a time through every decision that you make. Otherwise, you're going to contribute to fucking this world up. You're going to be out here complaining about single mothers, but you out here making them. sleeping with women and not being there for your kids. You're going to be out here complaining about single fathers, but you making them by not strapping up, by not making this man strap up. Now you mad that he ain't there for your kids when you slept with this man before you qualified him. You the problem. We are the problem. We are creating the evil world we live in and then complaining about it. It's literally like making a mess in your bedroom and then walking out to the front door to look back on your room and complain about it. Now you close your eyes. You went through this room, spinning around, knocking over all this shit, not paying attention to what you're doing because you just living in your joy. Now you leave the room and you come back into it and you see the pigsty that you left. Now you like, we got somebody got to do better than this. You did that. We out here fucking without a reason, without marriage, without condoms. And we look around this world like, why all the single mothers? Why all the blended families? Why all the broken homes? Nigga! You! I be wanting to yell at people. It's you, yo. It's us. Not being accountable to the way we live our life. If you want to be out here messing around with any and everybody, do what you do. But be accountable. You not being accountable is why we got children running around here without fathers and mothers. Sex, guys, is a holy act. So whether you go into it thinking I'm just having fun or I'm trying to start a family, you're requesting from God or the universe a family. See, the problem is y'all are walking towers of Babel. You talk, but you ain't saying shit. When you speak, it's with your body. Your tongue ain't saying shit. So you sitting here saying with your mouth, well, I don't want to have no kids yet. But you're actually having sex with your body. Your request to God or to the universe is that you have kids. I don't care what you say with your mouth. Your actions got to line up or you a liar. You a liar. And God says you love the father of lies, the devil, because you don't speak the truth. You lie. You say you don't want kids, but you're sleeping around. What does sleeping around do? Create kids. You say you don't want kids, but you're sleeping around without a condom. Then what is that going to do? Your actions are how you talk to God, not your tongue. So you heard Angie say, we are the do it tribe over here. We do it. We are doers over here. We don't believe in talking. We believe in doing. So when you go have sex, what you are doing in that moment is praying for children. Every time you go in and out, every stroke is a request for a child. So you're disrespectful to God. I don't want children, but you sleeping around. So what do you get? Children. Well, I wasn't trying to have one. It was a mistake. Blah, 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 blah. Yo, you better take care of them kids you just made. I know that much. But then you don't. And if you don't abandon them, you don't do right by them. You don't teach them right. So now you got all these extra people out here that your ass made that's fucking the world up even more. That's your fault. When you fail to teach your children, don't complain about the world. Go look in the mirror and call yourself out. This saga reveals so much dysfunction, shit that we should be learning from. My brother, the shit that he's going through behind this relationship should have taught us all, men and women alike, that it's a lot of risk involved in relationships, period. And they increase when you add in children that's not yours, people who are not stable, people who don't know how to go through a breakup and let bygones be bygones, other people outside the relationship investing into their relationship for whatever thing that benefits them, family being torn. You guys get to see divorce firsthand and what it does. Many of us never saw marriage. Our parents didn't get married. Our aunts and uncles didn't get married, but we all witnessing a divorce of someone else's marriage online. And it doesn't appear that we're learning from it. It appears that we're just trolling it and making fun out of it. Yo, it's lessons to learn here. Every hiccup, every blunder, every time somebody exposes a negative trait, is something to learn from. We're firsthand getting to see the very thing that's destroying our families and communities. Firsthand. What are we going to do about it? Is this just going to be a story that we watch? Or is it going to be something that we all actively take part in, being a best version of ourselves and saying, now that I see this behavior and how it can escalate and the things it creates, I now have a better understanding on how I'm going to live and function in my family and dynamic. Because there's going to be millions of people, family, who hadn't got old enough to start their own family yet, who hadn't started their own marriage yet. And we can be responsible for giving them useful information in light of a horrible divorce. But years from now, when people come to this information, what are they going to get? Is it just going to be a whole bunch of black people tearing each other down? Or people who really truly give constructive criticism with the intention that we all grow from it? We all have to learn from this. You're absolutely right, P-Mo. Now, some of us have, and some of us content is geared to doing that. But a lot of it, guys, I'm afraid is very unproductive. I'm asking you guys to take this more seriously. And remember that there's families involved in this, children involved in this. We can help a lot of people by being non-biased and speaking life into this situation. If somebody ain't moving right, as a village, we should be able to correct those issues. Because who's going to benefit from us telling this adult the truth? Their children. If you tell this adult the truth in the blunder that they are making for their children, they can be better for the children's sake. 10, 20 years from now, we can be responsible in making the world just a little bit fucking better, yo. But I'm tired of seeing dysfunction. This shit breaks my heart. I look online every day and see all of us falling out with each other. I love all the content creators who had my brother's back. Yo, it breaks my heart to see y'all go at it and argue like y'all do. I know that y'all are individuals, and I truly know that's a good thing, that you guys are not a gang or a cult. I love that you guys are individuals with your own ideas and your own perspectives. That's so refreshing. But y'all have to realize that that is what makes y'all so special, and allow each other to have their differences of opinions. People going from platform to platform to platform to hear the same story because it's given through you guys' perspectives. You guys spitting on another person's perspective is not really constructive. And I hate to say the word spitting because that implies that you guys are in your feelings and mad and creating a lot of unnecessary stuff. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that understand that another person's opinion, while different from yours, isn't something that you have to contend with. Just give your opinion on the subject. And people out here are looking for answers. They will hear your opinion and know that it outweighs the other opinion. But let's not bash each other, family. Let's try our best to keep this thing while we're individuals, let's try a way that we can keep this thing professional enough so the people listening are not disoriented by it. When they're watching us argue back and forth, it weighs a lot on the people who've been listening. Myself, my sister Talia, my sister Dawn, my brother included, Brianna, her family, all of us people are so important to this saga that we can't even just post something without people having things to say about it. But as content creators, I want you guys to know you guys are equally as important to this saga as we, the family members, are, because the viewers are coming to you daily, morning, noon, and night, 24 hours a day, listening to your perspective on this saga. They get emotionally invested with you too. They respect you. They expect things from you. When it looks like you team up with the other side, when it looks like you flip up, it hurts your viewers. It breaks their hearts because they're so emotionally invested in this thing. This is a real divorce that happened publicly, that we've argued about. We've went at each other's necks about. This thing is not just something that should be played with and taken lightly. If you have had a platform teaching on the LaTrue saga, as we call it, for the last year or so, please know that you are important. Not because I say so, the viewers say so. When they watch you do things that are not becoming, that looks like you are being hypocritical to something you recently did, it hurts them, it bothers them. They have a problem with it. Know that you're more important than you believe. I know that when you're not discussing the saga, the numbers can be few. Don't take it personal. You guys were talking about the saga, so you have a lot of people who are interested in hearing about the saga. While it may take some time for them to support you individually as a creator, don't take it personal that they haven't done that yet. Okay, they interested in the saga. Whoever talk about it, they're going to go there and listen. If you got into this thing to talk about the saga, don't take it personal when people don't listen as much when you're not talking about the saga. Know that your numbers may be fewer. Okay? Sprinkle it in, sprinkle other ideas in so people can get to know your perspective on other thoughts as well. But know that while you're making content on the LaTruth saga, who you're being supported by are LaTruth supporters, are Bree supporters if you're making the content on LaTruth saga. So it does suck when you're not talking about a situation that people don't support your channels, and it can make you feel like they ain't really fucking with you. But you should know that they were never. They want to hear this story. And so it takes a little while to build a rapport to where people come to you for you. And whatever you talking about, they just want to hear that. It takes a little while to build that, family, sometimes years. So if you're going to invest in social media by way of being a content creator, please know it does take a time to garner a following that comes to your channel for you and whatever you talk about, okay? People typically come for stories, something that has intrigued them. Do you understand what I'm saying? So some viewers are like the fake and flippers, Kevin. You're right, and some viewers are just here for entertainment. Do not take it personal. It's like running a store and getting mad when someone walks in it and out of it and don't buy nothing. Guys, that's gonna happen. People are gonna come into your place of business and not contribute to the value of your business. They are gonna do that. Don't take it personally, okay? Keep a clean store for when people walk in, even if they don't buy nothing, they had a good experience. If they come in and hear what you have to say, even if they don't like it, at least they got a good experience. They got to hear some insight. They got to get some true value. Even if they don't come back for topics that they don't particularly like, it's okay. They'll come back when one does suit them. Just don't take it personally because it's bleeding into your content. When you as a content creator are trying to keep your viewers up there, and we know that can be difficult, you'll try and chase what the viewers want you to do. And when you do that, it can kind of throw you off because you start doing what you think they'll like instead of just putting genuinely out there what you want to talk about. There are so many different perspectives to talk about this story, and it don't always have to be tearing someone down. It could be to bring insight because of an issue that's been highlighted. Try different angles and just keep doing that until you have your following say, I really like them. I think I'm gonna listen to everything they have to say and on whatever topic. And then you will have built that true following, family. But they just don't get built overnight. You talking about a saga for a few months or even a year or so is just not going to make the listeners compelled to you because they're in it for the saga, and the saga has many moving pieces. So just allow yourself to be individuals. Believe it or not, guys, that's what's made you so great, is that you do have different opinions and you are willing to speak your opinion, whether someone agrees with it or not. That's what makes you guys so powerful. So do that. Okay, what I just saw happen with you guys and Miss Sean and all that happened on with you guys falling out, I don't like that. And it's not because of anything other than I care about y'all. And I'm invested in this too much by way of wanting all y'all to get along because I know I don't have any stake in that. And I know that I can't control that. And I know that won't necessarily be the case. But I think in my mind, I created this idea where we were all going to become this big family, meet up, have social events and grow together. But we are a bunch of individuals with different backgrounds. And while we all agree that my brother wasn't an abuser, we may not actually like each other on a personal level when it comes to, things that you have in common and, and personalities. They may collide. That's a fact. What we're doing was a work. And sometimes when you work with people, you may not actually like them as a person. And I think a lot of that stuff is coming to surface. But I hate that. I hate seeing y'all argue back and forth. It's bothered me so badly because I like all of y'all. And I know when y'all get mad at each other, y'all be expecting people to kind of have some type of alliance in some way or form. But I don't want to do that because I care about all of y'all. So if y'all beefing, just know I still love all of y'all. And I'm not going to get in it. And I just don't feel like it's fair on the viewers to have to continue to try to weigh who they gonna support now because y'all beefing. I can't ask y'all tell y'all how to do your platforms. I ask y'all how to do them, and say what should be private and what shouldn't be. But I want you to consider that making these issues public would ultimately hurt your following, because it brings in misunderstandings and confusion, and they don't know who to listen to and who to contribute to in their what's names anymore. There's this tribalism that goes on, that people feel obligated to each other. Me personally, I don't build my friends based on alliances. Guys, this is not Big Brother's house. I build my friends based on values, mutual values, and how we treat each other through our personal interactions. So if you're mad at somebody and you think that because you're mad at them, I can't talk to them, I don't think that way. I don't have alliances. I would never tell you, you can't befriend this person because you're friends with me. I wouldn't do that. Okay. But I would not be friends with somebody who is showing values that are not comparable with mine. If they up here acting a fool and doing things to people that I know is not right, I'm not about to go befriend them. People call me judgmental for that reason, but it's worked for me. If you up here mistreating people and doing people wrong, and it's not a response, let me make that clear, because I feel that morals are far different from character. Your morals are messed up if you starting with somebody. If you out here picking on somebody and provoking somebody, your morals are messed up. But if that person has a poor response to you provoking them, their morals aren't messed up. They have character flaws. But that's not a bad person. So someone who responded poorly to someone picking on them, I can still be friends with them because they have growing to do. But someone who out here starting with people, they have bad morals, and I can't fuck with them. Does that make any sense? If you hit them first, I can't fuck with you. If they hit you back, I can fuck with them because they were responding, family. There is a difference. And somebody has erased the line between that. We think it's all morals. Oh, you hit him back. You shouldn't hit him back when they hit you. Yo, you talking about your reaction wasn't right to what I did to you. Yo, what are you talking about? I would have never reacted to you had you not be bothering me. So don't come at me and say I have low morals. You might say I have to grow in my character in responding in the best way to things when people bother me, but don't call me no bad person. You are the bad person. You out here starting with people. Leave them alone, because when they fuck you up, you're going to feel like you done wrong. The person starting shit is the immoral person. The person who's responding poorly needs growth, family. They should be accountable to it, but they're not the bad person. And what we do here is we victimize the one who started it by getting angry at the person who responded, by trying to tell them how they should respond. No, that ain't right. Keep that in mind, family. Morals versus character. We all have character growth to do. None of us are perfect. We're not always going to respond in a way that's good. Sometimes we're going to respond very poorly to somebody provoking us. But these are character issues that we can grow. The ones out here starting it, the ones out here talking about people's kids, their parents, and they're starting it. That's moral. That's a moral issue, family. I'm hoping this makes sense. So I'm going to make this clear, my thoughts on what happened with Woke Israelite, and then I'm out of here, family. I thank all you guys for supporting the feed. He's wrong. Woke Israelite is absolutely wrong in coming at my brother on some aggressive shit, on some egotistical, lame-ass nigga shit. He was wrong for that. But even though he's wrong, my brother, if Brianna and Woke Israelite does not want him posting their children, my brother should discontinue posting their children. He should tuck all those moments and feelings that he spent with those children deep inside of his chest and cherish it. Because unfortunately, he does not have parental and biological rights to those children. And one day when they're grown, I'm sure they will come back around to him. You can tell they love him. But if they are in agreement with my brother that he can still see those children, he should be able to still see them, and he shouldn't discontinue. But it is up to those parents, family. It is up to those parents. So the question should be, is Brianna allowing my brother to have a relationship with those children still? Is Woke Israelite going to allow this? Because I believe they should. I don't believe my brother's done anything that warrants pushing him out of their children's life. And you got to remember, this hurts your children too. So if y'all going to do that, understand you are putting more damage on your children than you are Robert. And while you may think you're hurting Robert, you really are hurting your children, because they have built a relationship with that man, whether y'all like it or not. Brianna, he was there for your children when the actual father that you made them children with wasn't. That's got to count for something. Woke Israelite, when you weren't there for your children, whatever you were doing at that time, maybe you've grown since then, but there was a time where you wasn't there for your kids. The man who was there for them, you should have nothing but love and appreciation for the man who was there for your future selves, bro. Your children could have no male role model to look up to, but they do because of my brother. You should be appreciative of that. And y'all should not try to come in between his relationship that he has built with those children. If you do, you're wrong. And I believe that you will pay the ultimate price for it, because your children, it'll show in your children. What you're doing to your children is going to one day come out and show. I promise. Just like it's coming out and showing that you didn't raise your children, bro, just because reality kicking your ass now. Upper says in 2 years, they probably seen him twice. Again, you're right. And that's got to be rough from going from living with him. But what I'm saying is, would she allow him to? You know what I'm saying? So it's given he just wants some views, right? But he lame as hell, because that ain't how you get them. By stepping out there, making yourself look dumb. You sitting out there trying to come at a man who raised your kids. That's the lamest shit I ever saw in my life. I can't even lie to you. You want to talk about how to look embarrassing, how to embarrass yourself. Make a video talking shit to someone who raised your kids because your lame ass wasn't there to do it. Man, are you crazy? You look stupid as hell. If I didn't take care of my kids and some other man took care of my kids, I swear on my life, I'm never gonna come at that dude with some type of problem, some type of beef, cause he's celebrating them kids, telling them he love them, and try to use the argument he had with your baby mama to disqualify that nigga. You lame as hell. Talking about you getting him together with the Bible. I don't know who you pray to, bro, but you ain't got your shit together at all. That's real talk. Real talk, bro. You embarrass yourself big time. You on here trying to talk shit to a man who raised your kids, bro. You look stupid as hell. And to my brother, don't go back and forth with this nigga, because you equally look just as stupid for arguing with a man after you done raised his kids. His kid called you daddy, and you on here arguing with him. That shit look crazy. This nigga lost, bro. Why argue with a loser? He ain't even raise his kids. Listen, I made a video a long time called Deadbeat Daddies and Deadbeat Mothers. Here's something I said in that video. If you as a man or woman do not take care of your children, you don't even have a role in society to me. If you don't take care of your children, I don't want advice from you. I don't care if the advice is from something you're an expert in. If you don't take care of your children, if you're a woman, I don't even want a cake recipe from you. Fuck you. Go take care of your kids. Don't even tell me how to cook. You can't tell me shit if you don't raise your kids. If you a man out here and you don't take care of your kids, you can't tell me how to change the fucking brakes on my car. I don't give a shit what you say. I don't value shit you say, bro. Even if it's an area you're an expert in, if you don't take care of your kids, you ain't shit. So woke Israelite, don't nobody give a damn what you talking about. You're not qualified to teach. You failed your children. Do you understand how deep that is? You ain't worth a damn dime. You couldn't even do the simplest of things, raise your own children. Nobody should care or value what you say. You couldn't tell me who won the game last night, nigga. I don't care shit about what you talking about. There ain't shit you can tell me if you don't take care of your kids. It ain't nothing you got for me, bro. You lame. You lame for that. You couldn't give me directions, my nigga. You couldn't. I wouldn't listen to shit you say. You don't even take care of your kids. Listen, y'all, if I was lost and I couldn't find the building I'm looking for, and woke Israelite was like, what you want to do is you want to go down past 3 lights, I'd be like, hang on. Shut the fuck up, bro. I don't give a damn what you say. I stay lost. Why would I trust anything you say when you don't even take care of your kids, bro? That's bottom of the barrel loser. People who don't take care of their own kids, people who forsake their the only responsibility God gave them. Take care of your kids. Be fruitful, multiply, and take care. You didn't do that. You out of the community. Nobody should fuck with you. You ostracized. You outcast. You shouldn't have friends. Men shouldn't befriend you if you don't take care of your kids. Women shouldn't be friends with deadbeat ass mothers. If you don't take care of your kids, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to drink with you. I don't want to go to the bar with you. I don't want to have a fucking drink with you. I don't want to go out and holler at women with you. I don't want to shoot dice with you, play pool with you. I don't want to do nothing with you, you deadbeat ass nigga. You don't deserve my friendship, my dad, none of that shit. If you a deadbeat mother, yo, save it. I don't want to hear nothing from you. I don't want nothing from you. You got nothing to offer me if you don't take care of your kids. Now, I don't care if you a hoe as a man or a woman. That's your business. I treat every person like a lady or a man. I wouldn't date a hoe, but I would treat you like a lady. I'm going to open the door for you, call you ma'am, because what you do in your private room is not my business. You're still a human being, and you deserve my respect. I don't care. But if you don't take care of your kids, man, fuck you. I ain't showing you no damn respect. You the bottom of the barrel. You the problem with the world. Yeah, we ain't skating together. None of that shit. None of that shit. Stay the fuck away from me and mine. You don't take care of your kids. Get away from me, bro. And people need to have them type of morals and standards around who they allow in their life. You don't raise your kids, man. Stay your ass over there, bro. All y'all deadbeats, y'all can go hang out together. So I ain't saying a deadbeat shouldn't have friends. His friends should just be other deadbeats. You don't take care of your kids. Why would I trust that you got my back? If you ever need me, call me. Nigga, fuck you. You don't even take care of your kids. Why would I call you for anything? Think about that. Why would I call you for anything? You don't even take care of your kids, bro. What are we talking about here? Have values and morals. Stop befriending deadbeat daddies and mamas. Let them go be friends together. They can go hang out together. And I'll talk about all the freedom they got from not taking care of their own damn kids. Let them hang out together. Why they wearing you? Yes, Latte, take care of your kids or I don't respect you at all. Like, not that you should care about my respect, but yo, I ain't got no rap for your ass at all, and neither should anybody else. Shit, wow. We got to have standards. Somebody don't take care of their kids, yo, they are a loser. They are a detriment to our society. They are the problem. And we should create a standard of not dealing with those people and disassociating those people from our society. If you want to be in society, the ticket is take care of your fucking kids. Do that. Take care of your kids. Be there for your kids. Be there for your kids. Not a FaceTime daddy. Be there for your children, man and woman. That should be the rule of thumb. I'm done, y'all. You wrong, bro. for trying to come at my brother like that. But bruh, as wrong as he is, as much as you don't put time into them children, as much as you love them, listen, man, if they want you to not be around the kids and not post them, if I was you, I would honor that. I would honor that because, listen, they the parents, man. And it fucking sucks, but I would honor that, bro. And I hate to see you going through all this shit, one thing after another. Man can't even love his own damn kids, the kids he raised and was there for, that he poured into, without somebody got something to say about it. If you a child with no father, and you've ever had a man come in your life and love you like his own, you understand what Robert's talking about. And you understand that can be beautiful. You understand that. And you know that if the Israelite dude is against that, you know this man is being a demon. He's being a demon. Your ego might be hurt, but you wasn't there for your kids. So accept the reality of it. The future you can control. You got something to do with that. So from the day going forward, you can recognize, damn, this is the reality of me not being in my kid's life like I should have been. From this day forward, yo, I'm doing better, man. Let me get this right. You can do that. But you doing bitch shit, getting up here complaining about this man telling the truth. He raised them kids for years, bro. Talking about they still being raised. Not by you. And no matter what you say, you can't take away from the fact that for 6 long years, this man raised your kids, you lame nigga. You wrong for that, bro. What little respect I have for you, gone now. You need to grow up and practice what you preach, bro. Take that Bible out, read it, and literally live it. Because the way it looked like, you don't believe that shit you talking. Shit lame. Listen, y'all, thank all of y'all for coming in and listening. Hopefully y'all got something out of it. Hopefully y'all learned something when it comes to tribe and family and inheritance and biology, DNA. Your DNA is so important, family. It is very important that you invest in that. Each one of us as a tribal member, as a member of our family, have an obligation in furthering our tribe. Do not let any type of emotional things come between the facts, and that's something I want to do before I go. Between the actual non-negotiables that should be present when it comes to your family. Do you understand? Let's be real. So let me just say this real quick, because people don't really understand this. There are red flags for dating single mothers and single fathers, and those red flags parallel. So many times people are coming out here saying, don't marry a single mother. It's single mothers. I wouldn't marry a single mother. You know, there's single fathers for every single mother, right? There's a man with a child outside of his relationship, just like there's a woman with a child every single time. Okay? So, again, I've already pointed this out. I'm going to go over it again. In both relationships, when you talk about body counts matter. Okay, body counts matter to men and women. So while you guys may say, well, you're a woman, you shouldn't be sleeping around with people, and it don't matter if I do it, you're wrong. Both people lose value in the opposite sex the more that they have sex. The more partners you bring in your life, the more your value for those partners deteriorates, okay? The more you have access to something, the more your value for that thing deteriorates. Please understand that. So a man or woman who've been out here being promiscuous would not be the ideal person to go into a relationship with. They would struggle with discipline, like being faithful and loyal and being with one person, because they have made a life, a habit out of sleeping with whoever they want, when they want, with no morals attached to it. So body counts matter for both people, not just women. If a woman got children, if a man got children, just like that woman got a child outside of you, you got a child outside of her. So where you may say, well, I got to take care of a child that ain't mine. She has to be emotionally invested with a child that ain't hers. It's the same risk, yo. Just like when you break up with her, she can keep you from the kids, you can keep her from them. So stop trying to act like single mothers have all these issues that single fathers don't have. For every child you create, men, that's coming out of your wallet. So if you go into a new relationship with a new woman, you have kids, sir. And you can't dedicate all your resources to her tribe, to the family you create with her, because you have children outside of it. So don't tell me she shouldn't care if you got kids, but you can care if she got them. You're not being logical at all. The bottom line is this. If you're going to stand up with the God and say you want a woman with no kids, you should have practiced the same thing and went through life and not had no kids. Otherwise, you look crazy. If you've had children before, you don't need to be saying you don't want a woman with no kids. You need to understand that this is what life could look like for you as a woman with a child, and you got a child. So what you talking about? Let's be real. The relationship could still be severed if y'all break up between you and this stepchild. All this stuff is still present. That man might not let that woman discipline his kids either. It's just like that mother might not let that man discipline her kids. It's all the same thing all the way around. So here's what I want single mothers on here to do. When they ask you, when they say to you that you are a walking red flag, I want you to ask whoever's saying that to explain the red flags. And when they carefully explain them to you, please ever so lovingly show them how single fathers have the same damn red flags. There's nothing wrong with you as a single mother. Single mothers actually have an added value. They already have children. You get to see how they raise children. They may be better for raising your child than a mother with no children. So don't ever say single mothers have bad character inherently. That's crazy. What you want to look at is the dynamic, and if you want to take that dynamic on. There's single mothers and single fathers out here. People have made children before. That don't make them inherently bad, family. Weigh each situation individually and see if it's something that you want to enter. But just out here saying single mothers are a problem is crazy. It's asinine. And you completely leaving out the other half of it, that single fathers are a problem too then. Because who's making the single mothers? I hear men saying, I sleep with a single mother, but I wouldn't marry him. Then you part of the damn problem. If you wouldn't marry her, why are you sleeping with her? So you wonder where all these single mothers come from, right? But you would sleep with a woman that you wouldn't marry. That's where they come from, idiot. Thanks for asking, Nikki Bowman. My Cash App is $Rise Inreach Center at gmail.com. I mean, just $Rise Inreach Center. I don't know why I made that an email, but $Rise Inreach Center, like Outreach Center, but Inreach Center. Jamie, if you don't mind, please put that in for me. $Rise Inreach Center. But anyway, guys, I can go forever on this topic, and I'm gonna go ahead and hop off, guys. I'm gonna start going live more. Make sure y'all come in and check a brother out, man. I still listen to all y'all, so if y'all don't care to come in, let your listeners know that I'm going live, so I can have some people in my channel and shit like that. That'll be dope. It's definitely dope when you have some people in the comments listening. But I'm gonna be reviewing videos, breaking them down, and just giving insight on them. Just how I do. And I'd like to have you guys there for it. So on weekends, Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m., I'm going to start doing that. I figure why not start this one off with talking about the situation that is a hot topic. And we all can come in and hear insight and give our opinions on it. I think most of you guys think that my brother was not in the wrong for loving those kids publicly still, even though they're not together. I thought that was a beautiful gesture, that even though you're not with the mother, you still publicly love those children. That is amazing to me. And I think that he was setting a great example that other men could learn from if they were to ever separate with their wives or whatever. That, yes, you a co-parent your child, but how do you treat the children who are not yours biologically? You still love them the same. You still praise them the same. He posts his daughter all the time, and he probably considered that and saying, okay, I'm posting my daughter all the time. My daughters all the time, and them boys and Lauren, they used to get posted, and what if they come across that and see it like I just moved on and forgot about them? No, I still love them, and that could have been a very great heartfelt message to let those children know. Listen, I still love y'all, and I haven't forgotten y'all. And raising y'all was one of the greatest things that happened to me too. I don't know if you guys saw the movie Antoine Fisher, but Antoine Fisher is a really good movie. He had a really hard life. He was given up by his parents. He was raised in a home. And he had a lot of aggression issues because of his upbringing. Well, he meets Denzel Washington, who's his I would say leader or captain in the military who is trying to work with him about his trying to provide therapy to Antoine Fisher. And so at the end of this movie, guys, one of the most touching endings to a movie I saw is when Antoine Fisher went to Denzel Washington saying, you know, I really appreciate you. And if it wasn't for you, I would have never gone back and talked to my foster mother who was evil towards me. I would never went and met my new family. And I just thank you, man. And I remember saying this when I was younger, and this actually made me cry. But Denzel Washington's response was, no, I thank you. He said some years ago, this young man came into my life with all of these issues and pains and traumas. And in the end, it was me who ended up learning from him. It was me who ended up being fulfilled off of him. I wanted a son, and you became that for me. It was so powerful, powerful. And that's how I felt seeing my brother celebrate those kids, telling them how much he loved them and just reminiscing in the times that he raised them. And I saw that as beautiful. And I feel like if they saw that, it would mean the world to them. And to have somebody who can see something that's so beautiful and get mad about it and try to make it about something else. This man is up here telling them kids he love them, and yo, dumbass is up here talking about what he said in a rap song some weeks ago. That ain't one thing ain't got nothing to do with the other, and you know that. Sit your dumb ass down. You look dumb as hell. Whoever you pray to, you should have prayed about it before you got your stupid ass up there. Shit be pissing me off. Make me want to fuck him up. But I tell my brother, don't you dare. Don't you dare take a beef with that nigga. I'll take it for you. Because you ain't going to sit here and be going at it with a nigga that you raised his kids. Nah, nigga, that looks stupid. Let me do it. I'll take that one on. I got that one. He can bring his energy to me. But you ignore him. You move on. No, I don't ever want to see you arguing with that nigga. That's lame. I'll take that one, bro. But what you did was beautiful, and you a good man, bro. And as the days go on, as the years go on, you keep exposing parts of yourself that show you to truly be a beautiful soul. People don't like a lot of things that you may say or do. They may judge or criticize you for things you may say or do on your platform, but I know you. I grew up with you. And I know outside of any of that, you have a beautiful soul, bro. You do look out for people. You've always looked out for the people that you're kin to, that reach out to you. You ain't lying when you say that. You have a big heart. You've had my back my entire life. I've had yours too, but I always have to say, I appreciate you having my back when nobody else did, bro. You are that type of person. I've watched you have my sister's back. You are your brother's keeper. You've been a great big brother, and you're a great father, and you're a great stepfather. You managed to be all these amazing things, all while the world is criticizing you. And even though they still criticize you, you choose to keep revealing amazing traits about yourself. There are some things that you can grow in, but man, you are a beautiful soul, bro. Keep being a beautiful soul. I encourage you, bro. I speak life into you. And just keep your head up, King. But with all due respect, if they have a problem with you posting those children or continuing a relationship, if I were you, hurt me to even say this, but I would just fall back and I just have to chalk it up as a loss until they were of age, man. I promise you, they'll come back around, bro. But I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry that you have to go through all this behind children you genuinely love, man. It's one thing for a relationship to end, but all this ain't necessary. It sucks, man. But Toya says, I love you, big bro. Y'all both have always had my back, even when we mad at each other or have a disagreement. Y'all have always been the ones. That's why I have so much respect for y'all. Indeed, sis, and we always will. We all we got. That's why I keep saying that. People, you know, you're going to have friends and stuff like that who not kin to you, but your tribe, your legacy, your DNA, that's your future selves. My sister's children are my DNA too. We made up of the same soup. We got the same mama and daddy. Something happened to her, I will raise her children if I have to. And I hope that she raised mine if she had to. Whether I'm mad at her or not, that's irrelevant from her genes, yo. That's crazy. So if I'm mad at my sister and something happened to her, bump them kids too, right? That's crazy. They didn't do shit to you. This is why it says a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Even if your relationship with your children are severed, they will still one day have children, and that will be your future self. Don't ever let the enemy trick you into giving up your birthright, which is your inheritance. That's for your DNA. Peace and power to all of you guys, man. Be encouraged. And again, thank y'all so much for all that y'all do and having my brothers back. All right. Thank y'all for listening to this live. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. And I'm sure I saw Amber was live before I went live. Thank you, Amber. I don't know if you dropped your live to come to mine, but the number certainly went up once I saw you in the chat. And thank you if you've done that. If you're about to go live, I'm definitely going to be over there listening to yours. I'll be in all y'all back chats. I don't really say much because I get, I get ran through the mud when it's so much as just comment. And I got to worry about seeing myself or my family be talked about for the next week or two. So that's really why I don't be leaving a lot of comments, but I listen to all y'all shit. Latay, it ain't alive on your page I haven't heard. Chatty, it ain't alive on your page I haven't heard. Retta the same. Angie, you know I'm right there. Alexis, every last one of y'all. Miss Sean, y'all be surprised, yo. I'm always listening. I always listen to y'all on everything. I truly do. I promise I don't be saying nothing, but I'll be listening. I swear I do. All right. Floria says, Kevin, I have 3 sons. I'm in tears from your message. My heart bleeds full of truth. Absolutely. Thank you so much for your donation as well. Many of our hearts are broken full of truth. And that's why so many of us are so connected to him through this, right? And so we recognize that a wrong has been done to a man and is still being done. Clear injustices. And I think we, as intelligent people, should bring life to it, bring light to it. Talks with people. I listen to you as well. I promise you, it ain't a life of y'all I hadn't seen. I really do. I really fuck with y'all the long way. Like I said, I'm truly appreciative. So you will always have my support. As long as y'all choose to do business on YouTube and make content, I will be listening to y'all. Truth be told. Upper echelon, it ain't a live I ain't listened to from you. Every last one of y'all. I listen to y'all. D-Ham, I listen to every last one of y'all. So that's why it means a lot to me when y'all listen to me too. I was in the trenches with y'all too. I feel like I have a bond with y'all too, because we were all in the trenches together going in on this subject. That being said, I hope that what's going on between all of you guys, the differences that you have, I hope that you guys can find a way through that and still navigate your channels with bringing good content that brings life to everybody. I hope that there's still some room for forgiveness, room for correction, to see y'all, back together, get on the same panels and building. Like I said, my heart's truly been broken what I've been seeing the last couple of days. I value y'all and Sean, and I really hate that y'all are going through it and the things that's been happening. But again, I can't dictate how this goes. You all are individuals. Thank you, Talks with PMO. You guys are all individuals, and I have to respect that as well. And I think we all have to get to a place where we sit back and just watch and don't live in our projections, our expectations that we have on other people, and just let people reveal themselves to us as this saga continues. But let's try and do it with the consideration for the future people who want to know more, who need to know more. Their lives are full of dysfunction. And here, guys, we're calling it out. We're exposing it, and we're showing how to do it better. Let's keep doing that, family. However you go about doing it. I like how all of y'all so different. I love how all of y'all do y'all thing. Latay's way different than Upper. Upper's way different than Chatty, and Chatty's way different than Retta, and all of you guys are just so unique in how you give it. I love it, y'all. So I really respect what y'all do. Y'all didn't have to do this, and y'all did it. So I'll always have a respect for y'all. All right. You funny, Pimo. But all right, y'all. Peace to y'all. See y'all later. I'll catch y'all on the next one.